And a very good morning to everybody. It is Wednesday, the 31st of March. This is the morning boost with Tibbsy and Dom from Transform 365. Last day of March. Good morning to you, Dom. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good. What happens on the last day of March?
I don't know. Is it rabbits? No, first day of March.
Rabbits.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
white rabbits.
Yeah.
No, that's tomorrow. You have to say white rabbits, white rabbits, white rabbits, or something. First day of the month.
Yeah.
Hottest day in 53 years yesterday, I believe. So
It was apparently, yeah, it was. Wow, look at that bonnet. It grows
I
every
know.
day.
You and me, mate, we're doing quite well actually, right? Isn't it? And isn't it funny? Every time we start these, we talk about our hair. But
Yeah,
that's
so let's
impressive,
not.
mate. That is impressive. So anyway, yes, 31st of March.
Look
Easter's coming.
sorry, I look like a lit the plug socket. Seriously.
You look like a troll. One of those little trolls. The hair sticking out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, Dom the ginger troll.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right. Anyway, good. So we are talking this morning about self-love because obviously we've got our Transform X program, and the guys are now moving into the third phase of that program, which is, we obviously talked about their emotional eating and what triggered it. We then looked at tools and techniques to address it, and then now we're moving into that phase of, okay, I know my problem. I'm addressing my problem. How do I start actually loving myself, putting myself at the center, and growing my self-worth so that actually I can then become that better person to give more love to more people. And yeah, it's an interesting part of the course. So today we're talking about self-love and creating that for yourself. So
Yeah.
and it was awesome.
I was going to say, what was the big from the group last night? From the TXs, from the TX training. What do you think the biggest takeaway was for the guys?
They don't love themselves enough at the moment.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of work to do, but they're excited about the 30-day challenge I've set them. So, but they're excited.
Challenge.
I think
that's good. That's good. Don't give too much away. Don't want people.
Oh, I'm not, mate.
Got in our program to do the challenge.
Got me our program, but but basically, yeah. So we've and it was I wouldn't say a spur of the moment thing. It was just something that I was putting it together, and I thought, you know what? It could have been quite mind blowing if I just said, right, you've got to do all of these things and implement them straight away, right? You and I both know you just go, whoa, and you go, I'm not going to do that. But actually, some of the things we're asking them to do, they actually already do in the program. All we're doing is reinforcing that point that, our guys for 8 weeks now have been journaling daily. And we obviously gave a simple journal in the first 4 weeks. You then enhanced it in the second 4 weeks. This time we're saying, okay, you now need to capture a little bit more information, because when you capture that information, it gives you those nuggets you need to become a better person. And I think when we in this challenge, when they have come to journal, the day they do journaling, it's just about capturing those thoughts more, because if everything they're doing, they've got all that information. They've got their daily journal, they've got their wins, they've got their acts of gratitude, they've got their priorities. But now in their food journal, they've got their triggers. They just need to start broaden their mind a bit and start thinking about their self-love and what can they actually do and what can they help. Morning, Mr. Tinker.
There's
an expert in self-love. If that man knows how to love himself. So morning. Yeah. So yeah, and I think it was very much important to when you start asking people, they all go, no, I don't do this, I don't do that. And what I've really got to bring home to people is, the first question, was asking them was about how they will always treat other people better than they treat themselves.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? How you will always do things for other people, but you don't do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. You've got to have yourself at the highest standard.
Yeah.
And that's not selfish. I think we talked about this in like week 3 or something. It might have even been week 2. having yourself on the highest standard, at the highest standard, and loving yourself first is not being selfish. It's not saying you don't love other people and you don't do things for other people, but but you've got to put yourself on the highest pedestal. Otherwise, what you end up with, here's what you end up with. If you give, you've got yourself, and then you've got the other person or the other people or whatever it be, and basically by not loving yourself as much, you're bringing yourself down. You're making you they are way up there and you're way down here.
Yeah.
And then you've got a gap. Then you've got a gap between you and them. You know, on the flip side, you've got too much, which is essentially when your ego's too high, you're flying up here, they're down here, and then you've got that gap. We need to be here. You need to love yourself as much as you can love anybody else.
Yeah.
Not putting other people on a pedestal that they are something more than you.
And it's just crazy, you know, and trying to set to people and just say to them, it's like, you know, the first sort of challenge I said to them is like becoming aware, right? And I'm not going to give too much away about the other 30 days, but I think that if we just focus on awareness, Dom, because you and I can just talk about this all day long. But if you think about it, right, most of us are patient, understanding, and tolerant of others than we are ourselves. I am, you know, I'll be like really understanding of people, but I'll beat myself up mercilessly. And I was saying to the guys last night, I says, right, today, as a priority, I really want people and anybody listening or watching, right? Notice your tendencies regarding how you treat yourself. Pay particular attention to self-talk, how you talk to yourself. You make a mistake and you just like berate yourself. Whereas, you know, you see a child knock something, you go, oh, it's okay, you don't worry about that. But if you knock something, you're like going, you stupid, and you just talk yourself down.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, how you feel when you make a mistake versus somebody else. You know, somebody else makes a mistake, you go, oh, don't worry, you can learn from that. And what do? We beat ourselves up.
Yeah.
You know, encouraging ourselves. We are really encouraging to others, but do we ever go, well, come on, Tibbsy, you're doing a good job, don't worry. But you're waiting for somebody else to give yourself a pat on the back. But you never give yourself, you know, it's like, well, I've done a good job, I should be happy.
Yeah.
And then respect, you know, we talk about it a lot, you know, you respect other people, but you don't respect yourself. So it's like you're telling people, you know, you give advice to people and go, yeah, you really shouldn't do this. You should eat this. You should exercise more. And then actually you just completely ignore it yourself because you don't think you're worthy.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do everything for everybody else because actually I'm not worth it. It's like, and then you think about things that are habitual. Because if you've been running yourself down for all your life, it is going to be hard to break that cycle. But once you become aware of what you're saying to yourself, then actually it isn't going to change overnight. But at least if you're capturing it and you're recording it, you go, right, okay, yeah, I need to stop. You know, within a few days, if you start going, every time I talk myself down, I'm going to stop myself and think, why am I saying that? Why am I doing that?
Yeah.
And I think for these guys, it's really important because a lot of them aren't used to it. They'll just beat themselves up mercilessly, and it's like
100%.
And then they wonder why they beat.
Yeah. Go on, carry on. Go on.
No, they beat themselves mercilessly, and then they wonder why they then get fed up and they binge eat or they emotionally eat.
And I was just going to say there that, and that's, you know, that is that cycle of wiring the brain negatively. And that's the cycle you got to stop. Self-love is starting to have that positive attitude towards yourself. You know, we're not saying you're perfect at the beginning. It's going to be difficult. It is difficult. It was a huge challenge for me. You know, it was a huge challenge. But you've got to find something that you love about yourself. And if all you do is repeat that same thing over and over, you'll eventually find something else. And if you keep trying to grow, you'll do something good, you'll do something positive, and then you'll be saying to yourself, I did that really well. I'm good. I'm good at doing that. And then you reinforce that, and now you've got two things, and you can build and build and build. Otherwise, you're not breaking the cycle. You're continuing to completely put yourself down, completely talking negatively to yourself. It's a very powerful thing. It ties into gratitude as well. I can't help but think it ties into the gratitude piece on, you know, what we talked my session a few weeks ago, and paying it forward, essentially starting to pay that gratitude forward when you look at yourself and find things that you love about yourself or like about yourself. If love's a bit strong in the early stages, just like about yourself, starting to build that positive and say positive things. You basically, that's gratitude, and you put and you're paying it forward.
That's day 14.
Day 14. There you go.
Day 14 is create a gratitude list, right? Because and the quote I put in it is like, even if you're friendless and living on a park bench, there are still things in your life you can be grateful for. One, if you aren't sleeping in the rain,
bench.
you've got what? Yeah. But even if there are things to be grateful for, you've got a bench.
Yeah. Simple.
But what I was trying to make people understand with that is, if you think about our culture, and you covered it in a sort of email you sent yesterday, was it yesterday, about not watching the news and things. Our culture often focuses on negative more than positive. People that travel extensively often notice that people from Europe spend a lot of time talking about what they don't like. Yeah. But if you go to other cultures, they often spend their time talking about what they do like. And it's a very thing in Western culture. I don't like this. But as you go to like Eastern or it's like, no, they talk about positive things. Yeah, and I think it's very much about what you have in life, and that's gratitude. And again, it's about creating a certain little culture, because you can choose to focus on what's right in your life. So when it comes to day 14, guess what? The task is they need to make a list of everything they're grateful for in their life, list it, and it can be something as simple as your favorite couch, your favorite type of coffee, your friends. It doesn't have to be these, people go, oh, there's huge gratitude. No, I'm just like grateful that I've got my favorite brand of coffee in the cupboard because I actually quite like it.
Yeah.
I'm not having to make do with Nescafe today. If you like Nescafe, that's fine. But I quite like my little sachets of French roast coffee that, in the bag, and they taste really nice.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the fact I could go into my gym this morning. I'm grateful that I get to walk my 3 dogs. It's silly things, but
gratitude, gratitude, positive thinking. It can be so simple.
Yeah,
it can be.
Yeah.
If it's something that you struggle with, it really can be simple. Grateful for the chair that I'm sat on right now. Why? Because I didn't have it. I'd be sat on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, simple. Just right.
And people go. And people go, oh yeah, what about it? It's all of the hippie shit. No, it's not. It's just about changing your state and changing your focus and actually be. It's like, I am grateful for that. I'm grateful. I'm grateful I woke up this morning. I'm grateful I've got air to breathe. I'm grateful that the sun is shining. I'm grateful that the dog didn't crap everywhere and I didn't have to pick it up. Unlike somebody's cat.
Every day. It's always when I'm going to eat my breakfast as well. It's as if he knows.
Gotta love a cat. Yeah.
So
yeah, but so again, they got a 30-day challenge, mate. Which is going to be nice, because when we get to the end of it, and it will tie in nicely over the next coming weeks with them on the work you're going to do, on what work I'm going to do with them on. It's almost preparing them. We've given them the tools, we've given them the support, they've got the accountability. Now they just need to sort of start believing in themselves and start putting themselves at the center. And that's the focus, really. But this is difficult. I was trying to explain this isn't going to be easy, because guess what? If it was easy, you'd be doing it already.
Yeah. You've got to believe it. I think that's the piece, because it is easy. But it's the fact that, you don't, when you do positive, when you do self-love, positive talk, gratitude, somebody doesn't give you an instant, you don't get instant gratification from it. There's not like a light that shines above your head, or music singing, dancers don't come on stage or whatever it is. You don't get this. You don't get this ding 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 ding. Instant gratification that you just give yourself self-love. You just got to believe. With little tassels.
Sorry, mate. You need to come and live in my life, mate. I get dancing girls come around every time I do it.
But yeah, you don't get this instant gratification. So then it's like, is this even working? Then you've got to start like stop talking to yourself. You've got to challenge your self doubt. Then it's like, is this working? Am I just talking to myself? Am I going loopy? What's next? Where's it? No, nothing.
Yeah.
Just a reinforcement. But you soon know. Sorry, you'll soon know it's working. The one I have is what I found, and sort of positive. It's not so much self-love, but positive. I suppose it's self-love. Is when I'm tired. I've repeatedly ingrained it into me now that when I'm tired, any doubtful thoughts I'm having is purely because I'm tired. Mm-hmm. It's not because I can't do the job. It's not because something's happened. No, nothing's happened. I'm just tired. And I literally have that conversation with myself every time I'm tired.
Yeah.
So it's not self-doubt. And that's it. That's what you've got to do. But now I've practiced, or I've not practiced it, but I've reminded myself so many times that now I do practice it. I practice talking in my mind. I've used affirmations so often. And that's another way of sort of positive self-talk, of showing self.
Funny you should say that, mate, because affirmations is day 4.
Oh, right, okay. Shit, we're giving this away, aren't we? The more we give away.
The thing is, listen, right, as we know, we could give people the whole 30 days. They ain't going to do anything with it.
Yeah, it's true. But
that's why they work with us.
Yeah,
that's why people work with us, because it's about having that power. Anyway, I also gave them my first ever quote yesterday, because I'm pulling my quotes together. So I'm going to share this with you, because you'll love this, Tom, okay?
Yeah.
And this is my quote, okay? When I loved myself enough, I began leaving whatever wasn't healthy. This meant people, jobs, my own beliefs and habits, anything that kept me small. My judgment called it disloyal. Now I see it as self-loving. And I'll drop the mic. There you go.
Yes. I think it's fair to sign off. I love it. Let's have that again. Repeat it again.
When I loved myself enough, I began leaving whatever wasn't healthy. This meant people, jobs, my own beliefs and habits, anything that kept me small. My judgment called it disloyal. Now I see it as self-loving.
I love that. I got it the second time. Sorry, I'm a bit slow.
That's all right. No, you need. It took me a few times. So, morning instant gratification tassels. I'll put this one up because this will make you laugh. There you
go. Yeah. Neurocom. I love Neurocom. He's always there. Yeah. Instant gratification tassels. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am doing the right thing. Ding 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 ding.
There we go.
But I love that quote because it's so true. So true.
Yeah, it is. So it does. See, anybody think we actually think this stuff through and we align ourselves? Anybody think I actually read your emails as well?
Hey, they're well classed.
They are well classed.
So it took me 2 hours to write that email, and you only got half of it because there was a middle section that was an absolute rant. And I thought, I can't put that in there. It was an absolute rant about the news and how I stopped watching the news, and people need to start watching the news because the news is just a money grabbing, a money grabbing.
TV news. TV news is horrific, right? TV news is all If I want to read the news now, I literally will go on my phone so I can see if there's a headline I want to read it, I'll read it. Whereas if you're on the TV, they just literally throw it in your face, and it's like you can't.
But it's the rant I was on was like they only do it for viewings. They only want newspapers, news television channels, whatever. They just want viewers. Why do they want viewers? So that they can sell advertising that they've got the most viewers. With the most viewers, you can, you'll get your brand has got a bigger audience to get to, and because you've got a bigger audience to hit, we're going to charge you more for you to advertise on our platform. And all of a sudden, everyone's watching the news and feeding their brain with shit.
Ask America what happened when they deregulated it, and now you got something like Fox News that can just pump any crap out it wants. It's not even news; it's objective views. because at least you could argue. I'm not going to get this debate, by the way, but you could argue that the BBC actually has broadcasting standards that they have to meet. Whereas you go into America, when you go to America, you can have Fox News will make it whatever the owner of the broadcast studio agrees. That's what they're going to have their spin of the story on. But anyway, we're not going down that road. But you're right.
No,
well done for cutting
that's
that
why that's why my email took me 2 hours and was only half the length it should have, half the length it was, because we just had this rant live instead. Anyway,
yeah. Well, that's good. Anyway, it's 20 minutes. Self-love. So yeah, the guys on 30-day challenge. Their little workbook will be going up today. And yeah, it was good. It was a very good session. I really enjoyed it. And they got a lot out of it. So
yeah.
And there we go. All right then, mate.
I've got a big session tomorrow. It's actually big.
It's Thursday. God, it's Thursday tomorrow. Yeah, guys. Do you know what? Yeah. Losing track of days. Cool.
Dealing with change for me tomorrow. It's a bigger.
Yeah.
I'm actually fearful of how long it's going to take. But we'll see. It's a big one.
Right. All right, buddy. Well, I'm excited and looking forward to it already. I will see you later. So, guys, if you're watching this on get my spiel. If you're watching this on replay on LinkedIn or Facebook, please put #replay because it helps our algorithms. If you're listening to us on podcast, please leave us a review because we're nice guys and we like a good, nice review. And we will be back on Friday with another morning boost and with exciting news about the next stage of our broadcast career. There's a bit of pressure for you, Dom, because we've got to sort it out tomorrow. But yeah, we'll be announcing on Friday what our next plan will be for our shows, because we know you've all enjoyed them and we like to keep things mixing up. So, but yeah. And if you do have any topics you want us to discuss or you'd like to guests you'd like to get on, please drop us a message and we'd love to have you on one of our shows. Anyway, time to go. Adios, friends and listeners and watchers. Adios, my friend Dom, and I'll speak to you later.